We begin with breaking news at 4 o'clock. The lanes of northbound I-25 are closed in northern Colorado. You're looking at I-25 north of Meade. Colorado State Patrol says this crash happened just before 3 o'clock. A trailer is blocking the northbound side. We know emergency crews are on that scene. We don't know anything really about injuries. CSP says it was a truck carrying a camping trailer. The driver was injured. We don't know anything beyond that. Emergency crews are on the scene working to try and get some traffic moving. We know a lot of people are heading home right now. Many cases from a long weekend. It's going to take a while. We're working to learn more if anyone else was hurt and what led up to this crash. Again, it's northbound I-25 north of Meade, but that's going to be a big problem for a lot of folks getting home or getting where they need to be. It's 4 o'clock on your Memorial Day. At this hour, we are tracking storms, bringing light snow to the mountains, rain to the metro area. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Sam Shocker. Storms are rolling in on our weather impact radars. Let's take a live look outside. Our photojournalist Alex Castillo is out there giving us a look at the conditions down in Castle Rock. It looks moody out there. Doesn't look like a ton of rain, but I feel like it is definitely coming in. The South Metro area could see heavy rain, even hail in the next few hours.
Kathy, the air is saturated.
You can feel it.
It's like, whew.
Yesterday was a record rainfall day, a record daily rainfall amount of 1.39 inches at DIA. So soils are saturated and many areas have already seen another round of rain, and some of the storms kind of looking like they're going to drop some small hail. So we're watching them very closely. Nothing severe yet, but the potential there because just enough sunshine and heating of the day, a bit more instability in the atmosphere. A cloudy gray Memorial Day for many areas, 62 in Denver as compared to 78 in Grand Junction and 66 in Fort Collins. Lots of thunder and lightning east of I-25. Call and plan ahead if you have travel in and out of DIA. Thunderstorms around the terminals will create some issues. First line of showers move through Castle Rock. Heavy rain. Now it's moving into Kiowa, Black Forest, Callahan. Some hail signatures outside of Watkins and Byers. Nothing severe yet, thankfully, but we're watching this area near DIA, Aurora, and back into Highlands Ranch. Second wave of showers coming off the foothills, and that rain will be heavy. And also there's thunder, lightning, and wind. So the area in the green here is where we're most concerned for the potential for hail. And this is going to happen with these storms scattered in nature as they move from the west and east over the next 2 to 3 hours. So I think the storms will move out quicker than they did last night, but still could do some damage in terms of flooding potential on those saturated soils. And temperatures are chilly for anybody trying to do anything outdoors this afternoon, but warmer, drier weather is coming. Details with your extended forecast coming up.
So some people are still out there trying to enjoy their day off. They're dreaming that the temperatures are very different. Our photographer caught these folks out at Cherry Creek State Park. They made a commitment. They were going. They weren't going to give up. Despite the cool weather, they bundled up, and many of them said, hey, this is about being with our friends.
We all have the day off, and yes. I mean, the beach is empty, so why wouldn't we go out? Yeah. It's it's another day to hang out.
Celebrating the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Colorado, you gotta be ready. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could turn sunshine in 20 minutes.
That's wishful thinking, especially if you listen to the forecast and you paid attention to what we've been telling you. Cassie's been telling you. Probably no sunshine today, did they feel? Maybe a break in the clouds for a second. Our weather impact team will be keeping a close eye on the storms. If they look like they were having fun together, and that's the point, okay, you can find live radar and updates throughout the night on our free 9 News app. We are learning a little bit more about a Southwest flight that was headed to Denver that may have been hit by lightning. You know, the summer travel season is here, a lot of folks flying, and many of them experiencing bad weather.
That's right. We were curious how often this happens. Jeremy Hahola got some answers from our aviation expert and spoke to a passenger. Jeremy.
Yeah, you know, this is kind of interesting. Lightning will actually strike a passenger jet more often than we think. In fact, every passenger jet out there will get hit on average 1 to 2 times per year, and that's according to the National Weather Service. But of course, you don't have to worry about that. These planes are designed to handle a strike in midair. Yesterday, a flight inbound to Denver from Tampa was flying during some turbulent weather. We pulled up the flight tracker information here, and you can see here on FlightAware that the storms were up and at it as the plane who had to fly through all of that mess there. A viewer on the plane says the turbulence got pretty bad about 20 minutes outside of Denver. Mariah Torres says flight attendants warned people about the turbulence, and then she suddenly heard this loud bang throughout the plane. She actually sent us this photo she took showing the storm that they flew through. Here's a bit of what she said to us about the experience and what our aviation expert says about lightning affecting planes.
I was just kind of looking out the window, and all of a sudden I just see this bright light kind of like light up the aircraft and kind of shook our seats a little bit. And we were like, oh my gosh, like what just happened? I'm looking at my husband and he was like, I think we just got hit by lightning. And I was like, no way. And then everybody kind of around us was like thinking the same thing.
Typically, the crew will do an assessment in flight after the strike just to ensure that the aircraft hasn't suffered any kind of flight control issue or anything like that. There's always going to be an entry and an exit point, and mechanics will look for that to determine the extent of the damage, and then that will dictate what kind of repairs they might need to make.
And so a spokesperson for Southwest Airlines confirmed to us lightning may have hit this aircraft. When people landed yesterday, emergency crews were actually there waiting for them. They checked people out, which is standard when these things happen. And thankfully, everybody was okay. I'd be freaked out.
I would be too. Yeah. I mean, even though, Jeremy, we know that these planes are built to withstand it, but like you, I'm just going to close my window so I don't have to see it.
And say those prayers. I don't like turbulence. Even it's safe. It's like bumps in the road, but turbulence is just so unnatural for some reason.
I'm right there with you, Jeremy. Thank you.
Back to you.
Colorado Springs police say they arrested the man accused of hurting 6 people in a shooting over the weekend. Less than 24 hours later, he is out on bond. CSPD says 25-year-old Diamani Myers turned himself in on Sunday. In the last 30 minutes, officials confirmed he posted $50,000 bond this morning. Myers is charged with attempted first-degree murder for the shooting. It happened late Saturday night on Potter Drive near Mitchell High School. One of the 6 people shot has life-threatening injuries. Investigators believe the shooting started after an argument got heated. Police are working to find out if any other people were possibly involved in the shooting. A man originally from Colorado was arrested at JFK Airport in New York on Sunday following an alleged attempt to firebomb an office of the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv.
This is as Israel continues to carry out airstrikes in the Gaza Strip. NBC's Matt Bradley has more.
Yeah, Israel's latest attack on the Gaza Strip struck a school, killing at least 36 people, most of them children. Now, this school had been housing people who had been displaced from elsewhere in the Gaza Strip. The Israelis said that it was a command and control center for Hamas. Now, this comes as we've seen a somewhat of a loosening of that 11-week blockade that the Israelis had imposed on the Gaza Strip. That started last week, but aid agencies say there hasn't been nearly enough aid coming in. But all of this comes amidst a troubling new threat against this U.S. Embassy building behind me. We heard from a man named Joseph Neumeyer. He was just arrested yesterday when he landed at JFK Airport in New York. He had been deported from here in Israel. He had approached on May 19th. This embassy building, spat on a guard, and when the guards tried to detain him, he fled. They managed to grab his backpack, and what they found inside was pretty interesting. It was the ingredients for making 3 Molotov cocktails, and earlier that day, he had called on people to come and watch him burn down the U.S. Embassy. Earlier social media posts, this Neumeyer had left, this 28-year-old German-American national, had called for killing Americans and killing President Donald Trump. Now, he faces up to 20 years in prison. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
9 News Investigates is looking more into the suspect's Colorado connections. We're going to have much more on that and what we found out tonight on 9 News at 5.
Today's Memorial Day. That music always gets me. A day where we honor and remember those who gave everything, literally serving our country.
Today, President Trump and Vice President Vance continued a long-held tradition, visiting Arlington National Cemetery. The president laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns. After laying the wreath, President Trump took a moment of silence to reflect. The group then gave a salute. As taps was played, the president spoke after laying the wreath.
Every Gold Star family fights a battle long after the victory is won, and today we lift you up and we hold you high.
Today was also a commemoration of the 205th anniversary of the U.S. Army. We're going to have much more from Memorial Day services in the Denver area coming up at 4:30. Oh yeah, big crowds in Boulder, just getting in and out of Boulder, lots of traffic. Thousands of runners hit the streets for the annual Boulder Boulder 10K. The race welcomes all kinds of skill levels. You can be a pro, you can be casual, you can be a walker, any type of runner is in it. The event finished with a Memorial Day tribute inside Folsom Field. Maybe you didn't see the moment at the beginning. Take a look at Miss Peggy Copham up there with Athletic Director Rick George. She had her hat on when it was raining. The 100-year-old CU superfan and Rick George were this year's official race starters. And before the race, well, the crowd took a moment to welcome their favorite Buff fan. Look at Peggy. Peggy, she had the best time. Cheered him on. It was so great for her to be there. Her good friend Eddie that transports her a lot of different places sent me a video of her in the little forklift thing riding up with her grandson. And
she deserves it. I was asking Kim during that package, because you know her. What is she like?
Oh, she's just the most delightful person.
Heart of gold?
She's kind of a life-changing person you'll never forget. Yeah. She's just everything that you want about goodness in the world. And she leads with her heart and her faith. She goes to Mass 6 days a week. She loves her family, loves her grandkids, her great-grandkids. She takes care of everybody. She loves everyone. And she loves her CU Buffs.
Yes, she does.